Okay, good morning, everybody. This is week 8, day 2. And the 3 things you'll need for your do now is to take out your rational numbers number 2 worksheet and check it with the answer key for homework review. Then also make sure you have your multiply, divide, mixed numbers notes for me to grade. And then lastly, a whiteboard marker and eraser for today's activity. So content objective, we had a chance to watch the video on the 3 videos on changing mixed numbers to improper fractions, multiplying mixed numbers, and dividing mixed numbers. And today, our objective is to multiply and divide mixed numbers. So you had a chance to watch the videos. Now it's time to put it into practice. Language objective is I can show written math work. So you're going to be doing that through the whiteboard activity as well as through the worksheet. And then lastly, social objective, I can collaborate with my partner and team in math darts. So you take a look at the back of the classroom, you'll see that there's a dartboard. We're playing a new game today, and it still involves whiteboards. We'll talk to you more about the game a little later. So for the agenda today, homework review, math darts, worksheet, math notes. Sorry, no math notes. I gotta clear that up. So there will not be math notes today, but there will be an exit ticket. So as always in the homework review, please make sure you check with the answer key, check with your peers. We're going to review as a class and then revise your work accordingly. And then when you think you're ready to turn in your work, assign yourself a grade based on the homework rubric. As always, if you don't give yourself a grade, you won't get a grade. I changed this. Interesting. Let me change it to math darts. For math darts, what you'll be doing is very similar to what you did in trash football, where you and your partner take turns writing on the whiteboard. And every time you get an answer correct, you will be getting a colored ball. Okay. With these colored balls, so you can get at most 4 different color balls. Every time you get it, and then at the end of the game, you're going to throw them on the board to see what your score is. So you can see your 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, all the way to 100. And then you can record your score on the whiteboard to see which team has the highest score by the end of class. Okay? So it's just another way of reviewing, but playing a different game. Does that make sense? So we're going to start with the review. So when you have this problem involving mixed numbers, you always want to convert it into an improper fraction. To do that, you multiply the whole number with the denominator, and then you add it with the numerator. So 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. We have negative 9 over 4. Same thing with the second fraction, mixed number. You multiply the whole number with the denominator, and then add the numerator. 1 times 5 is 5. Add 2 is 7. So we have 7 over 5. Now we multiply the improper fractions with each other. Negative 9 times 7 is negative 63. And 4 times 5 is 20. To figure out how to write this as a mixed number, we use long division. 63 divided by 20. 20 goes into 63 3 times. 3 times 20 is 60. And then you subtract 60 from 63, and you're left with the remainder of 3. So as a mixed number, and simplify the improper fraction, you have 3 wholes with a remainder of 3 over 20. And remember, our answer was negative because it was negative 63 over 20. For question number 2. Similar idea. Change the mixed number into an improper fraction. So 1 times 10 plus 1. That gives us negative 6 times 1 times 10 is 10 plus 1 is 11. So negative 11 over 10. When you have a whole number with a mixed number, with a fraction, you want to make sure that both of them are fractions to make your calculations easier. So we can write negative 6 as negative 6 over 1. Now, all you do is just multiply left to right. So -6 times -11 is going to give us positive 66. And 1 times 10 is going to give us 10. And then we do 66 divided by 10. So do 66 divided by 10. 10 goes into 66. 6 times. 6 times 10 is 60. Subtract 60 from 66, and you're left with a remainder of 6. So now, our answer is going to be 6 wholes, because there's 6 goes into 60, 10 goes into 66 6 times, with the remainder of 6 over 10. And simplified is 6 and 3/5, because 6 and 10 can both be divisible by 2. And 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. So 6 and 3/5 is the final solution. So for this problem, please make sure that you, as always, like with the multiplication problems, multiply mixed numbers, you change them into improper fractions. So we do 2 times 4, the whole number times the denominator, and add the numerator. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 3 is 11 over 4. And then we're dividing it by -4.5. So we multiply whole number with denominator, and then add the 1. So -4 times 2 is -8, plus 1 is -9 over 2. And if you remember the video, there was a shortcut that Mr. J said about how to remember how to do dividing mixed numbers. Anyone remember what that 3-word phrase is? 3 words. You might have probably read it in Mrs. Math class also. Okay. So it was called keep, switch, flip. Keep, switch, flip. So we keep the first fraction. So we're going to keep it the same. Then we switch the division sign to a multiplication problem. And then we flip the second fraction. So we take the reciprocal. So that's 2 over -9. Keep, switch, flip. Keep the first fraction, switch the sign of the division, and then flip the second fraction by taking the reciprocal. So now we have 11 times 2 is 22, and -9 times 4 is -36. Both 22 and 36 can be divisible by 2. So 22 divided by 2 and 36 divided by 2, we get 11 over -18. So -11 over 18 is the final answer. Okay. Okay, so for our last problem, -4 2/3 divided by 3. Please make sure you change the mixed number into an improper fraction. You do that by multiplying the whole number with the denominator. Then you add the numerator. So -4 times 3 is -12, and -12 plus 2 is -14. So you have -14 over 3. And then, remember, we keep the first fraction. We'll write this 3 over 1, okay? Because 3 and 3 over 1 are equivalent to each other. We keep the first fraction, we switch the sign, so it's multiplying, and then we flip the second fraction, which is 1/3. Keep, switch, flip. Once we have written that, then we can multiply from left to right. -14 times 1 is -14. And 3 times 3 is 9. Now we do long division. 14 divided by 9, that's 1 whole. And 14 minus 9 has a remainder of 5. So the final answer will be -1 whole with 5 ninths. So -1 and 5 nines. So now that we finished math starts and you had a chance to play the game, go ahead and work with your pair or your group on the worksheet, rational numbers number 3. After you're done with the video, you have an exit ticket. Please make sure you work on it independently and it's graded for accuracy. So it is a Google form. So after you've done at least half the worksheet, you should work on the exit ticket. It is graded, so please make sure you're doing it correctly. And then lastly, in your planner, rational numbers number 3 and the exit ticket. For extra credit, you can do 7G16, add, subtract, multiply, divide, mixed numbers. As always, submit a score, earn a score of at least 90 and submit a screenshot to show evidence. Take care and have a nice day.